Hello, my name is Edward James. I'm the Director of Content and Analysis at Mead Projects. Basically, I'm responsible for content and research that we provide you on a daily basis. This is our first video newsletter on the UAE projects market, and the first of many to come every month for you. In this video, I'd like to give you an update on how we see things currently in the UAE projects market and how we see things developing over the months ahead. Now, I think it's fair to say that the UAE projects market has been fairly disappointing this year compared with last year and the big hype around the Expo 2020 in Dubai in particular. If I start with Abu Dhabi, I think it's fair to say that the Abu Dhabi market has been extremely slow this year. We haven't seen many developments on the major projects like Sheikh Khalifa Medical City, like the Guggenheim Museum, like the Zayed Museum. And I think there's obviously currently right now a bit of a vacuum of decision making in the Emirate. And until that Abu Dhabi decides how it wants to progress and what projects it wants to focus on and prioritize, it's very difficult to see the Emirate offering a huge amount of opportunities like it used to in the past. Now, that's obviously on the civil construction side and transport side. On the oil and gas side, however, we are seeing quite a large number of projects being awarded this year. And that's, of course, very promising. And that's really down to the fact that Abu Dhabi has always historically focused and prioritised the oil and gas sector regardless of the economic circumstances. And that's obviously because the oil and gas sector is the lifeblood of the Abu Dhabi and indeed the UAE economy. So right now, the Abu Dhabi the Abu Dhabi projects market is quite muted and offering fairly limited opportunities. And even where the opportunities exist, there have been delays. The Etihad Rail Phase 2, for example, after 2 years of tender evaluation, bid evaluation, is now being re-tendered with different scope. And so for a lot of contractors and companies right now, consultants and suppliers, there is a bit of gloom and pessimism about the Abu Dhabi projects market. Some of that is now being absorbed into the Dubai projects market. Now, as we all know, Dubai is a primarily real estate focused projects market. And last year there was a lot of excitement and hype due to the fact that we were about to see, due to the Expo 2020 and we saw some of the real estate prices rising and we saw a lot of optimism in the market. Over the last few months, however, in 2015, we've seen a drop in real estate prices, a bit more pessimism entering the market, and we haven't seen the type of level of project activity that we probably had hoped to see. If I look right now at the projects market in the UAE, there are only a handful of major projects to get excited about. Projects like Atlantis Phase 2, ICD, Zawiya 1 new headquarters, Burj 2020, the Emiras theme park development. But other than that, there isn't a huge amount to get excited about. So likewise, the expected tendering for the Dubai World Central Airport Maktoum International Airport hasn't yet started. People were expecting that to start this year. Developments on the Expo complex itself still quite slow as well. And so there are few and far opportunities between for some of the big international contractors to take advantage. On a smaller scale, private sector development has been more muted due to the falling in prices, lack of demand. There are still a number of developments coming out by the likes of Damat, Diyar, Omniad, and Shama, but again, they're few and far between, and the opportunities presenting themselves are quite limited. Nonetheless, it's fair to say also that Dubai still represents one of the major private sector real estate development opportunities in the region, and we think as time progresses, as Expo nears, as the Maktoum International Airport nears, we expect the market to pick up eventually, especially given the size and scale and the well-known ambition of Dubai that has historically tended to put the economic developments to one side when considering its development. And we expect Dubai to pick up once again with the likes of major projects like Mall of the World, the expansion of the tram network, expansion of Dubai Metro, and so on. Northern Emirates, again, still quite muted, limited in opportunity and scope. There are the occasional projects here and there, but otherwise quite limited. Also limited is our opportunities on the power side. Dubai is now very much focused on solar project development, and we're seeing Maktoum, the Maktoum Solar Park, moving ahead on the second stage. We're also seeing bids under evaluation for the Hassyan IPP project, but other than that, in Dubai, fairly limited opportunities. In Abu Dhabi, we're still waiting for the next IWPP to be announced. In the industrial side, a few projects here and there. Petrochemicals, we're thinking that Borouge, it has a major debottlenecking projects coming up. Also Fertil is looking at some debottlenecking expansion projects too. But otherwise, fairly limited in scope and nature in terms of petrochemical industrial projects. Transport-wise, well, we have the aforementioned Etihad Rail Phase 2. There's also the expansion of the Dubai Red Line, which is currently in bid. But there's not much sign of progress on the Abu Dhabi Metro and transport plan there. And there are a few road and rail, other road projects and rail projects coming up. So I hope it gives you a summary of where we think, how we see the market today. The market does seem to be quite mute at the moment. Contractors are struggling, I think, for the most part. Margins are still being impacted, and a lot of contractors are bidding just to maintain current workloads. However, we are hopeful, however, for the 2016. We do think there'll be a pickup in the market. But right now, the messages we're hearing from the people we speak to is that it's quite slow. And if I speak to consultants, they also are saying that they're not seeing a great, huge pickup in the number of feed or engineering architectural tenders coming through. And so, for the time being, we're not expecting a huge pickup. But as I said, 2016 and beyond, we do think things will start to accelerate and improve. So that's our roundup for the month. This month, I'll be making another video for UAE in September. Hopefully, we'll have some good news for you and some of the latest developments, some new developments also to talk about. That's all for now. Thank you very much for your attention. As ever, if you do have any questions or comments, please contact me at any time. Thank you.